on guys? Today, as you can tell from the title, it's not the video that many of you have been requesting, but it's something that will be useful nonetheless. So before we get into that, the video regarding the dash unit, the radio in the car, is coming this week. Alright, I'll be recording the video, editing and posting by the end of this week for that radio, because a lot of people have been asking me about the radio, how I get it connected, how I have it playing and all of that. So I'm going to go through and show you that in depth. I'm going to take the radio out and go through all of that, install, how I do the wiring, the backup camera, all of it from top to bottom. But today, we're doing some maintenance work. So along this past week, heading out to work, the car lost power. And let me show you why we lost power. This is a brand new alternator for an Infiniti G37. It's also compatible with the 370Z, Maximas, I think Muranos, and other platforms that use the VQ37 VHR. So my alternator has gone bad, and because of that, we're doing this video today instead of the radio. So I'm gonna show you guys how to locate this, how to remove it, and how to replace it. And yeah, that will be that quick 15-minute video. So let's get started. Right, let's go. Yes, ma'am.
Do you want a drink?
Alright, first thing first, before you begin, you're gonna want to jack the car up and secure it on some jacks, because some of the access will be done from underneath the car. I'm gonna point out the things that we need to move, and then from here we'll just time lapse and run through this video real quick. So first of all, we're gonna be removing our reservoir. We're gonna take that out of the way. The catch can on this side, I'm gonna remove it, put it up there. The intakes will have to be removed as well. Now, after that is said and done, I am then going to move on to the tensioner. I'm going to put a 3/8 ratchet on that to loosen the tensioner and get the belt off. And after the belt comes off, then I'm going to proceed to taking the tensioner off altogether, and that will use a 14mm socket to come off. It's necessary to come off because there is a bolt that holds in the power steering pump, and that bolt is blocked by the tensioner. Even more so, that bolt, you have to line up the pulley and go through the pulley to get to the bolt. So that's necessary to come out. And after that, we're gonna move on to like loosening the fan, so we can get the fan moving, so we can get those bolts out, because those bolts are really long, like 6-7 inches. But yeah, I'm gonna time lapse all of that I just described to you guys, and then I will catch up with you. Alright, so we're at this point where the fans are out, the reservoir is out, the catch can is out of the way, the intake is out. So now we have access to the power steering pump and the alternator. And if I get closer here, you'll see the alternator is held in by this 14mm bolt and that 12 right there. This 14 is really long, which is why it's important to get the fan out of the way so you can back that bolt all the way out. The power steering pump though has to be removed so the alternator can get out of that space. And the power steering pump is held in place by a 12mm here and there is a 14. There it is, a 14 right through the pulley. So that 14 is also about 6 to 7 inches long, which is why it's really necessary to get the radiator fans out. But that's where we are, and within the next 5 to 10 minutes I'll have these units out and I'll be putting a new unit in. So yeah, let us continue. Alright, so there you have it. The alternator is out. That's a pump, the power steering pump there dangling. Here she is right over here. And I already loosened these, but we're gonna take this bracket off and transfer it over to the new one and reverse the process of everything I just did just now. Get the new one in, crank the car up and see what our charging voltage is like, because it wasn't stable at all. That one definitely died, and that very same night I called my friend up and he had this in his garage, and I came up, did the repair that very night, got done at 4:30 in the morning, and a couple days later this started showing its face. But as you can tell, this wasn't anything brand new either. So couple days have passed and we have a brand new one. This one worked, but it only worked for like a couple minutes, and it would lose its charging capabilities, and then it would chip back in and chip out, and you know, very random. So no more of that. Let's get that in and get the car back on the ground and crank it up and see what our voltage is like. I forgot to mention to you guys that this bracket at the front of the alternator also has to be transferred over. I'm here fighting with the alternator, wondering why the bolts aren't lining up while the bracket's just right here to fill that space. So be mindful of that. You're taking a bracket off the back and off the front. All right. So now that the alternator is in and secured, we got the harness back on here, the ground is back on here. We're gonna go ahead now and put the power steering pump back in place, get the belt on, and get that fan back in, and that's that. Yes, I see, not even a long video. So that's where you find your alternator. That's how you remove your alternator, and that's how you replace the alternator in an Infiniti G37 or any other platform that uses the VQ37 VHR. All right, yeah. So I am gonna just finish up this and get the car down and started.
Electric hearts in a city so bright. chasing dreams through pixel streams, dancing shadows under glowing beams. Let the rhythm take control. Feel the beat, ignite your soul. Colors flash.
Alright, so now we have the car back together. And it's a moment of truth. Let's crank the car up and see if it's holding charge, or if it's maintaining charge, or if it's charging. You know, I just want to see 14 volts. I want to see 14.1, 14.2, somewhere around there. So let's start this up and see what's happening. Back in business. Well, there you have it, guys. The car is back to normal electrical, operational, whatever. Yeah, the current is now stable. It is now back where it should be, 14.2 volts while running. Yeah, so once again, thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the love. Remember to hit that like, comment, and share. And yeah, I promise that video for the radio is coming this week. I promise you guys, right? Full tutorial, how to install it, how to wire it up, all of that. You see it? So stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, well, Harley Quinn is back to full health.